Good luck to both of our runners.
Getting ready to take on Dr. Wily and his 8 robot masters of doom. And we're off. And you should see Flash first again from both of these guys.
And we do. Flash is good because there aren't a lot of zips to it, in that there aren't any. So there aren't really any benefits to doing it later on in the run. And it's a pretty quick stage. Plus, it sets you up to start doing zips elsewhere and get the rest of the items that you'll need to really tear open the game.
Oh, right on. Well, a couple of things, like in Flash, there is like one small time save, but it's not really much of nothing. Like if you go ahead and put Flash toward the end of the run, you collect item 2 first. That last long corridor, you can kind of item 2 over, and that might save like a couple seconds. But it looks like both of our runners here are setting up perhaps for a zipped route.
Yeah, it looks like it, Charlie. Item 2 is faster than running, and running is faster than jumping or falling, and the slowest thing you can do is climbing, which is why you'll see with zip strats that they go to great lengths to touch as few ladders as possible. I believe the pixel speed, as both of them are getting into the Flash fight pretty quick, is about 0.9 pixels per second for ladder climbs, and Beefwatson has no trouble just running right through Flash. Khanster getting stuck with 1 Flash beam, but he's through as well. Very close so far.
Right on, yeah. Yeah, we're both in the item get screen here. So next, if we're going for the more risky zip route, it will be heat. Some people tend to go air here.
I'm thinking Khanster's gonna go air.
Yeah, it depends, because if you go air first, you get the benefits of getting item 2, and you can ride item 2 across this Yoko block section here. But looks like they both go heat.
Yeah, Khanster throwing us for a loop in the chat, talking about the birds.
Yeah, definitely. And here we're gonna see Beefwatson setting up the throw. No, he doesn't. He decides not to do it. It's a little bit more risky, I suppose, to do it in the race, because if you do miss this throw, then you might end up in this pit. You can throw to the ledge there. It only saves maybe 2 seconds or a second and a half. So yeah, both of these guys are not gonna go for it. Beefwatson, pretty nice zip setup there, and he's gonna make it through. Khanster doing the same.
Both going for the ladder strat.
Yep.
And they get it on the first try.
Good stuff. And you have to be pretty precise with that jump right there as well, because you can end up not getting onto that Yoko block, and then you'll be in a world of trouble there too. But yeah, both these runners make it through. Khanster, yeah, he's gonna make the jump as well. Beefwatson here gonna freeze to go under. Khanster's gonna take the bump.
I'm not sure which one is faster.
To be honest, I think probably taking the bump's just a tad bit faster. Seeing that you have to pull up, you have to menu, go to freeze, flash the stage, which takes a few frames, and then menu back to go to Buster. But versus just going to Buster, taking the bump, and then going through. But it's not really that big of a difference.
Beef getting through without much trouble. Khanster about to do the same. And I feel like they had about the same motion for how they were going about that heat fight.
Yeah, you know, like the heat dance, as a lot of people call it, the double jump setup to try to predict if heat's gonna dash in 30, 60, or 90 frames. It can be a little bit more risky if you're not ready for the 30 frame dashes. If he gives you a lot of 30 frame dashes, you take that hit. I think you can only take 3 hits from Heatman's body. I think they do 10 pips a piece of damage whenever you do take a hit, so it's kind of risky to do it that way. Albeit maybe a tad bit faster, but the safer way is just to walk just a tad bit and then react to what he's doing. So, and we're both gonna make it through pretty well. Beefwatson here, freezing the first half of air. Khanster gonna do the same. We're going for fast air on Beefwatson's side. We're gonna item 1 across these lightning lords here, and he makes it. Good stuff.
Looks like Khanster's gonna do the same.
Yeah, and he's actually gonna get the despawn on that first one. That's kind of rough to get sometimes.
Yeah. Mega Man 2 has a few scenarios where the location of Mega Man relative to his enemies on the edges of the screen can cause them to disappear, which makes fighting them not a problem at all. And you should see some of it as we go further through the run.
Yeah, you've seen Khanster take that first hit from that bird. He was trying to keep 2 of them little birds on the screen to come with him, but he wasn't that successful with that, unfortunately. But the idea is to take the hit and then keep the birds to follow you, so you despawn the rest of the birds. You won't spawn anymore. Now we're just gonna have the second half of air stage. Oh, Watson looking to farm some health. It's not gonna work for him. He's pretty low going into the air fight. We'll have to see what happens here.
Yes, indeed. This will be a tough fight for him. And it might not even be up to him, depending on the pattern, as we just saw.
It's kind of rough, but luckily enough for him, Khanster's a little bit behind, so Watson's going to actually make it to the second gate at just about the same time, maybe like a second ahead still.
Yeah, getting a better pattern so far. Khanster also trying to take the hit from that last tornado to be able to get closer, but they're both free this time.
I was afraid he might have to jump, but, but he actually gets to buster him out before the jump, so good stuff. So both guys, they're making it out of air about 720.
Yep, and for anyone who's not familiar, the stages where you get the items, namely the first 3 that these 2 runners have done already, the text is about 40 seconds faster in the Japanese version, Rockman 2, than in the US version. So a lot of the lowest times are all in the Rockman 2 version. It's just fewer text characters that have to skip the screen.
Yeah, we're both going air here. Looks like we're going to go for the second zip screen. It's a little safer doing the first one. The first one's actually a lot tougher than the second. The second one's actually kind of consistent to set up if you can do it right. Oh, Khanster's going to miss, unfortunately. Watson's going to get it the first time, though. He goes through. Charges the Heat Buster, lets it go to skip the death animation there, and we're through the zip and going up the ladders.
Yeah.
Khanster's struggling a little bit. Oh, I think that's a little close. It is.
That one. Oh. The stage has not been friendly to him so far, but I think he's got it now.
Yeah, he's got it.
Once Mega Man's head is in the ceiling, and he's not on a platform that will stop, the game doesn't really know how to react and tries to throw you through whatever wall you're near. That's basically the concept behind all of the zips that you see. A lot of different nuances to them.
Yeah, definitely. And like your head on this particular zip, it only barely has to touch the ceiling. It doesn't have to be in, or like his full body doesn't have to be like in some zips. So, alright, here we go. Khanster making the climb. Beefwatson hitting the door at 925. Looking for a 2 cycle. We're gonna get a 3 cycle air shot here from Watson.
Nothing wrong with a 3-cycle clash.
Definitely not. Definitely better than Clash, you know, jumping all over the place and not running your bullets. That's probably what you don't want.
Yeah, then you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, definitely, or at least lose a few seconds at the most.
Yeah. Be following the current standard speed route, going a quick next, and picks up that extra 1-up.
Yeah, seeing that he took that death on air earlier, it's probably the better strategy to grab that one. It's a little rough grabbing the one mid-stage.
Yep. The swag went up.
Yeah, that swag went up. Can cost you death.
Indeed.
And we're setting up the zip here.
Yep.
And Khanster's out of Clash about 10:36, I think it was, and Watson gets the zip, turns the lights back on, so we can see what we're doing here. Jumps over the little barrier there, and we're back on the right screen.
Yep. I think Khanster's going to take the same route. When going through those beam rooms, for the first couple after the zip, the game will show you what screen it thinks you're on, and then the screen that you're supposed to be on. And Mega Man runs according to the screen he's actually on, so you have to navigate platforms that aren't really there. That's one of the benefits to turning the lights back on. At least you can see where you're going.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this, but Watson decided not to even go for the soft lock zip there. You can soft lock on that zip. So he plays it a little safe and just takes the walk, and he's going to be fighting Quickman here.
Yeah, so with Khanster, watch these screen transitions. It shows one stage, and then it changes. And to be able to get through the stage, he has to screen wrap there and hop back on so that he's now aligned with the rest of the game. And you can continue going through the stage. Gets that swag 1-up.
Yeah, he actually picked up the one at the beginning of the stage too, so just curious to see what he's doing with those. I guess just in case he messes up here in later robot battles or Wily stages, then he'll have that. Maybe he won't have to go that far behind, or put him that far back. Not a bad strat.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Watson gets the zip in metal.
Yeah, that's the big zip. There's another smaller one coming up shortly. It does save a little bit of time if you can do it right, but it's usually looked at as the swag zip.
Yeah, a lot of people say it doesn't really save that much time, or enough time to go for it. It's just more for swag.
Yeah.
As you say. As you kids these days like to say.
Khanster having no trouble with Quick.
And Watson makes the gap here on metal. Oh, he goes back for the 1-up.
Might as well.
Yeah. Doesn't put him off that far.
No.
It was right there smiling at him.
That's right.
I just want that extra life.
Hey, take me with you.
Just in case.
That's right.
Hey, if he falls on bubble or something, then that'll help him.
Don't say that, Charlie. Now he's going to.
No, he's not. I have faith.
Well, he gets through metal with no trouble, so you got him to behave. It's a little trick to that. If you hold the shoot button as you walk through the door, and you don't cross the middle of the screen, then you're not going to have any issues with him jumping up and down and throwing metal blades everywhere.
Khanster actually going to try to set up that second zip, but he's not going to get it this time.
Looks like, oh, we've got some dual item 2s going on.
Yeah, you actually have to jump those clown wheels there in a specific way. I think the third one and the second one you can pretty far up, as long as you're positioned right on the rocket, you won't hit them. Watson not going for the wolf zips, just gonna freeze here. He misses the little mini zip that he needs to skip the third wolf.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Khanster going into the metal fight and takes him out, makes quick work of him. 14:25, getting out of the stage at about 14:33, 34. I almost called it right. It was 32 and a half.
Watson meanwhile, going for that good wood zip across, I think it's 5 different screens, obviously none of which you can see. Requires a lot of careful movements that would otherwise result in your death.
And definitely, kind of looks crazy, but he knows what he's doing here. It's a little bit of a test of memorization.
Yep.
He's gonna make it across, and yeah, he's into the boss corridor. That's where we want to be.
Yep. And even when you do it right, you still have to take a death. So with zip strats, there are 2 planned deaths. So picking up those extra 1-ups is important.
So Khanster actually chooses to heat bust the first guy here with the heat charge, and then he's going to freeze the screen to get across the second 2 wolves here.
That's a good strat, only because it makes it safer when you're trying to get through there, and you know that you'll get past the 3rd wolf if you use it then.
He took a brief second, I don't know if you saw that, to kind of pause and assess the situation. Because these zips aren't exactly the easiest things to perform, especially live in a race. So you want to make sure to grab your composure. You have to jump over 2 death pits here, which he did. And there he goes. He gets the pause zip.
Yeah. And even that part of the zip is over a death pit too. If you don't grab that far ladder, you have to take a death and start over.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely rough. That's probably the hardest part of the zip, is that one.
Yep. The benefit is that you skip probably 5 other screens. And
it probably saves you about 5 to 10 seconds. I think we timed it with our last 2 racers, about 5 or 8 seconds or so. And that's Woodman for Khanster.
Yep. Beefwatson making quick work of Bubble Man's stage. Does not need to go for the item 2 zip there.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily see if he item 1 or item 2 at the beginning of the game, so I'm not sure if he had it or not, but you know, Metal, the good old trustworthy there.
Yeah.
Hold faithful. Just platform it out, shoot some metal blades at the crabs, you're good. And yeah, we're into the bubble fight just like that.
Thankfully, we avoided double outdoor bubble.
Khanster's gonna item 2 here, so he's gonna have to take the walk on the end of the stage here as well.
Yeah, I think that's what Beefwatson did in the beginning. He used item 2, so that explains it.
Yeah, some people choose item 1 there. I'm not sure if it really saves too much time, no matter which one you go for. Nice little setup here with the 2 item ones.
Yeah.
He's gonna A-trigger that.
I haven't seen that as a 2 item 1 setup before, but it makes a lot of sense. It looks like it's safer, and it really can't cost you any time doing it that way, unless you get a really precise first jump.
Yeah, hey, as long as you're consistent with it, use as many item 1s as you need. No?
Yeah. Charlie, you mentioned the A-trigger as Beefwatson's rolling through to the start of the Wily stages. For those who don't know, there are really 2 ways you can set up a zip, and it depends on what items you have and the button combination you have to use as a result.
Yeah, A-trigger is it's a little bit more precise in a zip. You have to jump, press left. I believe it's 4 to 6 frames after.
Yep.
B trigger, you can only you can set up a couple different places. Some zips you have to do A triggers on. That one and bubble particularly, you can do A or B. B, in my opinion, is a little bit more riskier, seeing that if you B trigger too early, you'll run into those spikes right there and die. But if you do it just the right time, you can get over the spikes, and it might save you like a second versus waiting to get popped up and then A triggering that zip. So, and we see Watson making the climb here.
Yeah. One of the
Khanster enters the Wily stages.
That's right. So we're gonna have both of them on Wily 1 at the same time, and with the Wily stages, you have an additional limitation that you don't have in the original 8 stages, in that your items don't recharge between Wily stages. So for Khanster right now, using that item 2, that's all gone now, unless he picks up a recharge in the field.
And both of these guys set up the item 2 in just the right way to where the bird and the egg will take off that little spaghetti. Didn't really save much time, but you don't have to take that hit.
Yeah.
And it's not all that hard to set up. Okay, Khanster gonna get the zip to the top of the ladder. He actually falls a little bit, but recovers very quickly. Meanwhile, Watson taking the dragon out and for item 1, item 2. Not sure where we're going here. Yeah, we're going
Item 1, definitely.
Takes the bonk here.
Setting up the zip. Khanster going for the climb as well.
Yo, for a second there, his flicker on the stream made it look like he despawned those crash doors.
Oh, that would be something.
Yeah, but you have to item 1 there, or well, you can actually do any of the items. But the idea is they didn't put any collision over the crash doors for the top of the roof of this stage, so you can just jump right over that area right there.
They probably didn't think about it because it's off screen, but speedrunners think about that.
And Khanster taking out the dragon, gonna move into Wily 2 here. Beefwatson looking to get to the end of this stage here, fighting Pico Pico. 21:33.
This is still very close.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's anybody's race. Watson does have a slight lead here. But our favorite stage is coming up here in a little bit.
Khanster
Oh no!
gets stuck a little on that item 1 zip, but he's going for it again.
He's gonna actually get it this time.
That pause buffer in the middle of the zip is required to keep you moving fast enough to stay in the air to get that ladder.
Yeah, right on. If you don't pause there, then bad news bears for you. You will definitely hit that that spike pit underneath because you didn't zip far enough.
As Khanster works through the rest of Wily 2, Beefwatson gets to take a nice leisurely stroll through Wily 3.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we get 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish in this paint.
Oh, we got a fish.
We are fishing. The Mega Buster, the Fish Buster, was repaired from the last race. Mega Man has caught some fish. Meanwhile, Khanster having a little trouble on the item 3 here. Just gonna take a nice leisurely ride up.
Yep. Save that health. So that could have put him in a real bad spot for the boss fight, or maybe even taken him out. I know it would be close.
He can afford to take a hit now that he kept that health, but if he were to lose it there, then he wouldn't have been able to afford to take a hit from this boss. This boss, it is the same pattern, yes, but you know, so many things go into it. When you're coming from being a runner and you're in a race, you don't always think, okay, where's the next one coming from? You know, and you could accidentally take a bonk. And
just like that one. Yeah, there was one where he was like 1 platform over.
You'd think after 30 years of the same pattern, people wouldn't be that, you know, nervous about it, but hey, it still racks my nerves. I lost a run to it the other day. Like,
yep.
Yeah, Watson
going for Wily 4. Yep. This is the run maker or run breaker more often.
Yeah, he gets him the refill early on. He's gonna hit the item 3 with this climb here.
Khanster will be able to do the same for that extra item 3 that was used on Wily 2. It'll take a little extra time, but still better. It was a smart play.
And he sets up the zip here. He pauses, tries to extend. He doesn't get the extension, but he's still about halfway through with the zip. Good zip to Watson. He takes the hit here, makes the jump.
Meanwhile, we did get a fish from Khanster, so that's 3 in this race.
Rock and roll, rock and roll. We like fish. MS Paint fishes.
That's right.
And you see the chat going wild with all these fishes right now. I know you see it.
I see one fish. Oh, we got some fish.
Yeah, there's plenty of fish in the chat right now.
Oh, Watson gets stuck trying to crash the door for Wily4. I believe he has to take a death here.
Oh, that's not good. That's actually going to put him back through half the stage. But he did get that one up earlier, so that'll work out for him.
This is the kind of thing you pick up those 1-ups for, because you never know what's going to happen. Unfortunately now, he does not have any 1-ups left, so no room for error in this run now.
Right on, but see, the good thing about picking up that 1-up that he did pick up is that he doesn't have to completely start the stage over, because by this time in the run, most of the time, if you don't get any extra 1-ups and you take that death, you're taking a game over, you're starting the stage completely over instead of the halfway point. The halfway point for Watson here is going to actually give him that much of a lead still.
Yep.
Because if he would have not picked up the 1-up, he would have been starting at the beginning of the stage, and Khanster was just transitioning into Wily4 when that happened, so they would be pretty much tied right now. But Watson's still making it. He's on the last corridor here, not attempting to zip the second time. Meanwhile, Khanster making this climb here.
We'll have to see how Watson handles this fight, because I believe he only has the one item 3 left, and no item 1 now, thanks to that one death.
Ooh, that's not good. He has no item 1, so he's gonna have to use a different strategy. I like it. He actually crash bombs the bottom door so he can get through, but this is gonna indeed mean that he's gonna have to either hit this precise crash bomb setup on the right side, or he's gonna have to make this pixel perfect jump, which he does.
Wow!
And he puts, what a clutch!
What a jump!
So that's good. He actually has just enough bombs to finish the fight, and if he can, okay, no, he's gonna play it a little safe. I was gonna say if he sets the next crash bomb up, he could have actually left the fight with a crash bomb, even after not starting with item 1. But he's going to go ahead and use it up. And he's
very nicely saved. That's the kind of backup strat you have to have in your pocket, because a death here, I mean, if it wasn't a game over already, leads to 1, because you don't get that crash bomb back, and you really do need it.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad to see him clutch it out there, especially after, crashing and not doing so good on the zip setup, and that can rattle somebody. I mean, you going into that fight without any item 1, and you're like, well, here it is. I pretty much bombed the run, but hey, not in Beefwatson's case.
That's right.
Make it through.
Got hung up a little bit with Airman, kind of getting control patterns.
Not being nice to Watson here. But he goes ahead and takes the game over. It's actually not that bad that he took it there, because now Khanster is still finishing up Wily4, and Watson is full on resources. So, and Khanster actually goes for the damage transfer. He's a little late on it, so he's not going to get it. He's still going to pull 1 crash bomb out of the fight, which will help him in the Wily Machine fight.
Yep. That is one thing that will work in Beefwatson's favor, is having a full crash bar for that Wily Machine 2 fight. He could probably afford, and he's already past quick, but he probably could have afforded to use a couple there if he really wanted to. not a situation you're normally in at this point in the run.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. He did well though. They're both doing pretty well. They're pretty close. I think Watson still has a very small lead, but anything can happen here on the refights and the Wily Machine.
Beef setting up Heat to walk out the door as soon as he makes that last hit. And I think he's into the metal portion of the refights.
Yeah, rock and roll. And yeah, we're going bubble next for Khanster. As long as Khanster keeps up some of his health and Watson grabs the next couple of health things, he might be able to make up that time. I think it's about 3 to 4 seconds to grab a single health there a piece. So
yeah, it definitely slows you down.
Yeah, Watson's gonna go ahead and make it out of the refights here. Let's see if he takes on the Wily Machine. He's got his full crash bomb, so that actually helped him out with the game over situation there. And yeah, put the Wily Machine at 305, 304.
2 crash bombs and through.
I said 3, I meant 31. My apologies. Yeah, it was, we started this game about 3 minutes ago, and yeah, we're already here at the end. That's the super zip strategy that you guys don't know about. It's very secretive. Only Beefwatson knows about it, and he's there at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm just kidding, of course. 31-34 in this hallway here. Khanster trying to finish up his refights here, going for the Wily Machine. It looks like Watson might take this as long as you know, his Alien Wily goes well. Let's not speak too soon. Khanster, he's gonna bust through the first half of this fight. He's got other options as far as like he can go Heat here and do 2 full charges. He can go Metal Blade, or he can use that one last crash bomb. But he tends to save it. See how this goes. Seems to go bad for some people, and yeah, it actually went pretty good. 3209 for the Wily Machine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Beefwatson trying to wrap this up. 2 shots away, and
gets
we're in a goal here with a finish done SRL time of 32-22 for Beefwatson, taking the first match.
I think Khanster is going to try and set up the item 1 zip with only 1.
And he gets it.
Wow. Usually that is a 2 item 1 setup.
Ooh, unfortunate he overzips though. And see, that's the risky part of going for that item 1 there, or that zip there at the last hallway here.
I think he is.
Unfortunately, because then if you overzip that, you have to take the death.
Yep. Now he's going to try it the regular way. Try and finish out this run strong. And the alien here at the end, the only weapon you can hurt it with is the lead bubble. Or bubble lead, I suppose. So if you don't have any, if you run out, aside from the fact that it's the toughest thing to use here, you have to take a game over to get it back. So I've seen a lot of good runs end here for 1, even 2 game overs because they run out of bubble because they just catch the wrong frame from the boss.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a few things that go wrong here, like that. Ouch. Yeah. Like it's unfortunate. He ran out of invulnerability, and while he was trying to hug the alien, that alien does 20 hits of damage, I believe, and
yep.
And yeah, he took Khanster took the damage boost so he could get closer to the alien, but his invincibility only lasts so long. So Instead of getting those last two, he just needed a little, like 2 more bubbles off. He's actually gonna have to make the walk again. He's got just enough to finish the boss, I believe.
He's gonna have to be very careful with these bubbles now. I don't know how many he can waste. Still going for the aggressive strats.
Hey, you know, I mean, I respect that. It looks pretty good, and he ran out of bubbles. Dum 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 dum. And that seems to be unfortunate. He's gonna have to go ahead and game over and try one more time. But I do like the fact that, you know, the hug, like his damage boost and his hug seem to be on point.
Yeah. The strategy was right. Sometimes
minus that invulnerability. Minus that invulnerability, he was in there.
Yep.
And we get to zip in this time.
Gets that wiggle. Beefwatson gonna practice a few things while Khanster's finishing up. Oh boy, it's gonna come down to it. And he gets it.
Yeah, he's gonna finish with the SRL time of 36:23. Watson gonna go ahead and take the first one here. Good stuff to Khanster. GG's in the chat, please, for these 2 runners.
And if you haven't already, drop the runners a follow.
Definitely, definitely. Please do so. Drop the runners, the commentators, follow this channel, follow all the speed gaming channels, enter these tournaments, you know, have fun. It's a pretty good community.
Yeah.
You know, get to meet people, watch your favorite games, done pretty quick, as fast as possible, and just have you a good old time.
Runner's gonna practice a little bit before heading right into round 2.
Yeah, right on. Can respect that. You know, take a little time, get you a little restroom break in, maybe grab you a sandwich or some cookies, some milk. I like some milk. I don't know if you guys like milk or not. Sounds appetizing. Maybe some coffee or water, depending on where you are in the world. It's 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. Get your little power snack. We got another match to go. Now, fortunately enough, these guys are not going to be eliminated off this race. We'll only knock one of which into the loser side of this. The winner of this will go on to face Sinister 1 to make it to the final bracket. The winner of that would make it to the final bracket. The loser will fight Lightning, not to be confused with B Lightning here on the commentary with me. Lightning, another Mega Man 2 runner, or Rockman 2 runner. Yeah, so make sure to give all these guys a follow as you're watching these races. You can check out the playlist on Speed Gaming's YouTube with all the Rockman 2 80% tournament races on there. I've been doing so and catching up with some of the races that I've missed live. So y'all make sure to do that if you haven't, or if you are missing races and you'd like to see them, they'll all be there. You can check the bracket out if you'd like at challenge.com/RM2any2018. We are definitely getting into the second match of this 2 out of 3 race here, with Khanster and Beefwatson waiting for their runners to dot ready. And yeah, looking pretty good so far. As Watson going in the winner of this first match. Khanster gonna go ahead and practice this alien fight one more time, it looks like. Or a few more times, seeing that that's kind of where he was, he lost his run, was the alien here. He overzipped, and he lost to the alien. Looks like Watson might be almost ready to go. Yeah, Watson has readied up in the IRC on SRO, so we're just looking for Khanster to be ready here.
So what do you think, Charlie? Are we going to see anything different this time? Any different strategies?
You know, I mean, both of the runners did very solid, so I expect to see the same boss order. I believe I saw Khanster in chat say a few things about how he meant to go, I think, bubble first before wood and things like that. So you might see Khanster alter his original Robot Master route a little bit. Other than that, I think everything's going to go just about the same, minus, you know, it's just going to come down to the execution of these guys and what they can do toward the end stage in the end game of the fight. And we'll see if Khanster can, you know, come out swinging and grab him a W, Watson take it. And the race starts in here in about 10 seconds. We get the countdown and we're off. No, we're not. Just kidding. that looked deceptively start like, but now we're off.
Once again, good luck to both of our runners.
I definitely got debated there. And you know, yeah, flash stage, kind of a quick little stroll to get your item 3 here, which you need to move on to heat stage. If you're gonna set up some zips, you need that item 3.
Don't think we'll see too much variation in the route for Flash.
No, yeah, the stage has been pretty optimized. You know, Khanster actually taking it a little safer. Instead of walking into that guy, he's gonna go ahead and double buster him out. You can do some pretty precise jumps there to get past him, or you can opt to keep the health. It takes maybe a little bit longer to keep the health, but in theory, as long as you're getting through there at a pretty good quick pace, then you're not doing too bad. And Khanster in the door at 128. I think Watson was at 126, so yeah, it takes about 2 seconds to do that, I would say.
Beefwatson getting a good flash fight.
Yeah, he's gonna catch him before the freeze, I believe, too. So that's always good when that happens.
Yeah.
Khanster, not that bad either.
Pretty consistent with last race so far. I think we will see heat again from both runners here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, both of them pretty had a consistent heat. Nothing too bad or wrong happened last race, so I assume that they'll do the same here.
And going heat second before air, it does make heat a little slower because you have to jump the blocks instead of using the item 2. But it does make air a lot faster because you don't have to ride the cloud platforms because you get item 1 from heat.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, and that definitely helps. It'll save, I believe, 15 if you can get that platforming right the first try through on the air stage. You lose maybe 5 here. Well, I say save 15. It really saves about 20 to get that platforming right, and you lose the 5 here, so it's 15 overall in the run. Chad Beefwatson gonna get a zip. Khanster setting it up here. He's gonna let that item 3 drop a little low for safety, and it works out for him. He's gonna zip through. Good stuff going across the yokai block section here, coming up.
Beefwatson switching to Flash. We'll see if Khanster does that as well. I think we were talking about that last race.
Right, yeah, Khanster opted to just take the bump and keep going. Watson did the safer Flash strat that doesn't really waste any time, maybe a second if that. Khanster actually going for the Flash this time too. Oh, he flashes way early, so he's gonna take the bump anyway.
I think he opted to do that because of his health. He might be in danger of taking a hit from heat and dying here. It's close. Any direct contact from heat does 10 damage, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's well. I believe he'll be able to take 1 bump, but he won't be able to take 2. I think. But hopefully we won't have to get down to that.
No.
And Watson's out at 4:30.
We'll scroll through some of that slightly faster text now. Dr. Light talking about his new weapons for Mega Man.
Yes, in a language that is also not understandable for me, but not at least in writing. Hey, it's a nice language. Very nice. I see little smiley faces in it sometimes, and it makes me happy.
I think it translates roughly to a new item is ready for you. And here it is.
Yes, I agree. Alright, here we go. Setting up the fast air.
Yep, Beefwatson can avoid that.
And that
last time.
That bonk setup right there is, I mean, supposedly it's pretty consistent. I, for the life of me, cannot get it yet. And, oh man, we tippy-toed on the edge of the lightning there, which is what you kind of want to do if you're got the precision for it. Some of us don't. Watson does, and he gets to spawn the birds, keep the 2 on the screen there, and that's what you want. That's fast air. And Khanster, oh, he lands on the tip as well. He's gonna switch to Buster here. Just Buster these guys across.
I think his health's a consideration for the fight now. Normally you might take that 1 hit and try and get through.
Yeah, you've seen them both on that first lightning orb take the hit there. And that's actually, you have to do that on that first one. If you don't, you're in danger of placing your item 1 high, and if you place it too high on the 3rd one, when you go to jump, you will fly right through it, jumping on the 3rd item 1 there. So that was good on both of their parts to get through that. And Watson teleporting out 655, Khanster hitting the door at 655. Going into air, but plenty of health to take on this fight here.
Yep. Starts off with a good pattern. Takes that hit on one of the last tornadoes to get through it.
Oh, so unfortunate. He was a little bit over to the right. Airman's gonna hit him. You see his reaction in chat if you're following on Twitch chat. Oh man. And that's unfortunate for Watson. I'm sorry, for Khanster.
But he does get a good pattern. He gets 3 manageable patterns from Airman. Maybe he felt a little bad about that last one.
I can definitely say Watson is probably going to be happy about that. I said unfortunate, I meant happy. I would definitely be happy if my opponent took a hit or a death on Airman, or any of the Robot Masters for that matter.
Watson having some trouble setting up the Clash Zip.
Yeah, there he goes. He gets it.
He does get it. And he is going to have to take a death here. It's part of the zip.
Right, see, and if you've seen him, he waited for a hit, because in that zip, for whatever reason, once you take the hit, you can cancel the hit animation into a pause menu to switch. Usually you can't do that, but in that, when you're clipping like that, you get to cancel it. So it's a tad bit faster than just actually pausing when you get there, but you do have to take the hit somewhere. And since you're gonna die anyway, you might as well.
Yep. And you switch to heat there, so that a charged heat shot, if you release it when you die, it skips the death animation and saves some of that time.
Yeah, Khanster unfortunately not gonna get the zip first try either, and now he's running into a little zip setup. Watson making the climb. Pretty good climb overall.
Yeah, being safer with those item 1s to make up for the ones that were lost on the zip attempts.
Yeah, he's gonna get the zip this time. And Watson in the door. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Crash giving us a little trouble, but not too much. We're out of here. Oh, Khanster, I missed it. I think he lost his ladder.
Yeah, I think he's looking for the ladder. You do have to screen wrap twice before you can catch the ladder, but I'm not sure.
Well, from what I've seen so far, if you actually zip on the first screen, you don't even have to screen wrap. You can just straight drop the ladder. But if you zip on the second screen, then you have to screen wrap just once. And once you do the screen wrap, then you can do it.
That's a good point.
So you pass the ladder once, and then you catch onto it the second time, and you're in there. Now, fortunately, Khanster, before he took the death, he did go far enough up ahead to still get the checkpoint. As Beefwatson here sets up the zip, turns the lights back on. We're going down through this little bit confusing section. We're gonna hit the freeze flash. Meanwhile, Khanster making the climb.
Yeah, if Beefwatson doesn't switch to flash after that first screen during the zip, that beam comes across the top immediately and does get you. You have to use it there.
Yeah, and you see Watson just opting again not to do the zip here and just go through to Crash. He's gonna go through too quick with Crash. He's gonna take a few hits there. He's going into this boss a little low, which is actually sort of risky. Seeing that, Quick Man can give you some trolley patterns, he can jump straight at you here, and you almost never want to see that happen, which Watson gets the good pattern where Quick jumps up, but he's got to dodge some stuff now.
Wow.
I would have kept the crash out. He had just enough, and he was lined up perfect for the shot. Unfortunately, he did switch to Pea Shooter, the Buster, and then he got busted for it. Quick boomerang to hit him. He's gonna have to fight this guy again. I'm not sure. I didn't see that if he picked up any of the one-ups in the stage or not. If he didn't, this could cause him a little bit of trouble. He might have to stop and metal to get or something, or hope for a drop, so that way he can do the Goodwood zip without any trouble. Meanwhile, Khanster making out a crash, and he's into air. He's gonna pick up the one-up here. I say into air. Sorry, he's into quick. Where is my head going? I see colors. I see what we're switching over, and I just spout them out. It's not what I want to say. Okay, so Khanster item 1 zip coming up. Meanwhile, Watson going into metal. Heyo, it's our star from last night, Handsome Jack in the chat. And if you guys didn't see that match, man, y'all make sure to go watch that one. Handsome Jack for Kumba. I saw Kumba in the chat earlier too. Shout out to those guys.
Oh yeah.
Pixel perfect finish. Yeah, Watson going for this extra one up.
That's a good idea by Watson. Cost him 5 seconds maybe, but totally worth it. After
hey, I mean,
quick.
Yeah, after that death, I mean, he's kind of happy to do it. It didn't matter after the game over in bubble. But Khanster, ooh, dirty. That hurts.
Goes for, I believe, went for the swag 1-up and just cut it a little too short.
Yeah, he instead of getting the 1-up there, he ended up spending the 1-up he got earlier, and he got the he went and got the life gain instead, unfortunately. Now he's gonna have to do this stage without the zip. If you do the zip and you use your freeze, you cannot do the zip. That beam right there, that top one on that screen that he just passed up, will hit you. So you have to do it the first time around, or just do the stage regular. And that's what he's gonna have to end up doing. He gets the 1-up this time though.
He's fearless. You gotta be fearless. Short memories in these races.
Meanwhile, Watson making it out of metal, going to wood. And he's a little short. At this point, he's just going to walk it out.
So we see Beefwatson taking the item 2 to start over the top of wood. If you place it too high, you can hit a bat. If you place it too low, you'll hit a rabbit. But there's a spot, a sweet spot, where you're in between them, and you don't have to jump.
Yeah, rock and roll. Khanster's gonna make it out of quick here, 1504. Meanwhile, Watson setting up the zip. Looking for some good wood here.
Switches to quick. Quick has a weapon property that lets you grab a ladder while shooting without going down it. I believe it's the only weapon that does that. That's why you see runners switch to it here. There is a way to do it without it, but I believe it's frame perfect, so this is a lot safer.
Yeah, it really is like very hard to do the other way. I've seen, I think in the world record run site, item. Ooh, Khanster gonna take a death on metal here. He didn't quite get the jump off his item 1 there that he set up. He's gonna have to some of this stage here. Meanwhile, oh, he goes ahead and takes the death and hit. He's gonna lose his E-tank, but thankfully metal has an E-tank right there at the beginning to go get. Meanwhile, Watson making it out of wood with a 16. Oh, 6. Oh man, good stuff to Watson though. I believe all he has left is bubble.
Yep. Khanster getting the metal zip. It's a big time save.
He makes the gap this time too.
Yep. I thought he might go for the swag zip. Gave it a try. Those jumps, you have to be pretty careful to get under those cog clowns. Oh.
The Khanster take another death. Oh man.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. As it does happen though, definitely. He's gonna go ahead and do these the more intended way, bustering out one of them.
Yeah.
You try to save his health here.
Yeah. There are a couple ways to navigate some of these enemies. Like the tin cans there require 2 shots, and they pop in between, so it can take up a lot of time if you try to beat one. But you can hop over them, or you can use certain weapons that'll beat them in 1 shot.
Yeah, I believe you can crash bomb them for 1 shot, or you can just item 1 right over, and that actually works out too.
Yep. Beefwatson rolling right along to the bubble boss.
Yeah, I'd say Khanster might be a stage behind at this point, but they're both gonna kill off. Watson going to Wily, and Khanster going for his last Robot Master here. Zipping out about the same time, 17:59:18. Oh, sorry, Khanster has 2 left.
He's got wood and bubble. Beefwatson's on to Wily 1. That was a good item 2 placement. Bubble, in particular, this stage is notoriously laggy. And
ooh. Unfortunate for Khanster, he's going to take the death here in the pit.
Yeah. With the right height, you can drop that item 2 so that you can jump over each of these. Khanster getting some trolly toads.
I think he went ahead and took the death there. He decided that he might go for it, and then he decided, hey, I'm going to take the death and try again. Meanwhile, Watson, going over this item 2 section of the first Wily stage, sets up his item 1s, and then off we go, zipping up the ladder.
Yeah. Got the second part of it too.
Yeah, that's kind of tricky. I've been pretty consistent at the can't get the second. Here recently, anyway. And we're off to the races. Oh, tries to zip, he misses though.
That costs time and item 1s for later. We'll have to see if his strategy changes.
Yeah, Khanster setting up this item 1s for bubble 2 item 1 platform. He's gonna A trigger that, switch the metal here.
Yep. With those ceiling zips, the position of the item 1 is so important. If any part of that middle black area that has the 1 on it is under a ceiling at a certain frame height, I believe it's 20 frames above it, it will disappear. So those have to be adjusted to the side so that they're not lined up with a ceiling to be able to push Mega Man through.
Yeah, definitely. Watson going the top side.
Yep.
He's gonna buster out the dragon. You know, the bottom side, if you can't mash fast enough, not saying you can't. I said Khanster, did I say Khanster? I meant Watson. But regardless, if you can't mash fast enough when you get on that bottom, oh, it's a nightmare because yeah, sometimes if that fireball come at you, and you will most likely fall into the pit below. But
yeah.
So it's always safer to go top side. Going bottom side, if you can mash fast enough, is faster. Cycle. I believe you can 1 cycle top side as well, but it's a lot harder, just because of the boss pattern.
Yep, and that is a punishing death as far as deaths go in the Wily stages.
It really is. And Watson with a beautiful item 1 zip there on Wily 2, switching to wood. Got the leaf shield out. Gets the double kill here against the brothers.
Khanster, meanwhile, taking the swaggy route on the item 2 through wood.
And we've seen this from him last time. He's gonna heat charge the first guy and go for the flash stopper, the second half of the stage.
There is a small zip in the ceiling that you saw Khanster try to go for. If you don't get it, and you try to go through without using heat on the first one, you can't make it through all three. So it's a combination of the safety strat there.
Yeah, right. Like you said, if you don't buster or kill the first wolf and you freeze first, which you have to freeze on the screen before that. You freeze on that screen, you come down to the first screen of the wolves without the wolf being there while the flash is stopped, and then you have to get that little zip. If you don't get it, then you have to switch to say or something else and take out the third wolf.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Watson finishing up Pikachu.
Yeah, having no trouble there. Moving on to his break, aka Wily 3.
And Khanster looking to wrap up these robot masters and enter the Wily stages himself.
Yeah.
2250. Just kidding. 2302. About the same time, Watson starting his Wily 3 as Khanster moving into Wily 1. But, Wily 4 actually hurt Watson out a little bit last time, so we'll see what happens this time, if he can make it through clean or not. If he does, he's got a pretty commanding lead here. Khanster, on the other hand, has a little bit of catching up to do, so he needs some pretty sharp section.
Yeah.
And we'll hope he gets those. Watson taking the bonk here, busting out these guys with the quick boomerang.
Khanster off to a good start on Wily 1 as Watson heads into the Guts tank area.
Yeah, Khanster gets the toothpaste despawn here. Hops up. I believe that was a 3 jump from Watson. I didn't see it. Might actually be a 2 jump.
Either way, very impressive.
Yes, very nice by Watson. 24-15 on to Wily 4. If we keep this pace up, man.
Looking real good.
Yeah, we might get a PB. We'll see. And if you guys don't recall, Watson's PB as of now is 28:30. Not sure what his race PB is, but his Mega Man Leaderboard.net PB is 28:30. So he's definitely, I believe, on the pace to get another one here. Will he get to join the 27 club? Maybe. We'll have to see.
Khanster taking the long walk to the dragon. It's always a bit unnerving because at first you start by hopping the platforms at your own pace, and then an auto-scroller kicks in before it even appears on the screen.
Yeah, and on top of that, you kind of have to stop, because if you keep jumping and going straight at a steady pace on that section, you will die.
Yep.
You have to kind of wait. Khanster actually goes bottom, and he makes it out. It works out for him.
He's got to take the chance here. Nothing to lose.
Yeah, it probably saves you maybe 1.5 to 2 seconds to go on the bottom versus top. I could be wrong. Watson almost misses a zip, but he's gonna get the V-trigger zip. He's wiggling, and we're in. And if you're unfamiliar with that, you can actually over-zip coming out of the wall, and that's that can be bad news as well. But Watson looking pretty good.
Looks like he hits the 2-pixel window. He does for the double beam.
And he gets the damage transfer. So that's a beautiful Wily 4 there from Beefwatson.
It's a really good fight.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're on PvP. I don't think we're on PvP, but we are on a really good Watson.
That's for sure.
He can still sub 30 on here.
Yep, some good refights. believe he has at least one crash bomb left still. Watson making quick work of quick. Pun not intended, of course.
Of course, of course.
Khanster heading for Pico Pico. Beefwatson getting kind of trolled by the air patterns there. Gets one good in 3, but the most important one is good.
You know, I PB'd earlier today, and then I was inspired by my chat to PB again, and I was going for my second PB in a row, and that air right there, I went a little risky, and I pulled out the leaf shield, and the air just liked to troll the crap out of me, so I can see the trolliness with air. I actually lost my second PB run there from today. Like, I would have hit a 32 today. I did hit a 33, so I mean, I got better. But you can see where the air fight can make you lose a run. Unfortunately, yep. I would say Watson might be far enough ahead that he's not gonna worry too much about it just yet. Just as long as everything else goes smoothly, even if he would have took that air death, he's far enough ahead that you know, he could have kept on keeping on and been all right so far. Like at this point, it's gonna take Watson messing up pretty hard for Khanster to take the match, I believe. We'll hope that doesn't happen, of course. Khanster trying to wrap up his Wily 3.
Heading in for some guts tank. Watson
right
getting
on.
the good Wily Machine 2 with double crash bombs. Getting ready for that alien fight. And he's only got one item 1 left, so he's gonna go for it.
Right on, and he gets it. And we're wiggling. We're wiggling a little early, maybe? But early enough that it's safe. And we're in the alien fight. And Watson looking to wrap it up.
Just as Khanster wraps up the guts tank.
Almost a sub 30. Not quite. He's gonna hit 30 seconds during this, 30 minutes during this fight. 30 seconds. Listen to me.
Your multiplication has been.
Hey, I can't math over here, okay? But Watson gonna finish up with an SRL time of 30 minutes 9 seconds.
Let's get some GGs going for Watson and.
Definitely GG's for Watson. He's going to take this match versus Khanster. Khanster's going to get a second chance in the loser side of things to fight Lightning. Beefwatson, on the other hand, moves forward to fight Sinister 1 to see who makes it out on winner's side of this Rockman 2 80% tournament. We'll see if we can get Watson in here shortly. In the meantime, Khanster is going to finish up this match here. Dropping down here.
Navigating Purple Death.
Yeah, definitely make or break spot and some runs.
For sure.
Lost plenty of runs getting out into this purple fortress of doom.
Yep. And on this last platform screen, if you don't pause buffer there, then you either have to wait for the platform or you become friends with the spikes.
Yeah, and you know, spikes, they're not too friendly.
No, they're not. Khanster headed in for maybe the most difficult boss fight in, or maybe most frustrating boss fight in Mega Man series.
Yeah, definitely it is. Oh, that's unfortunate too. You know, I think I did that as well. That kind of happens if you turn, if you shoot, you turn back a little too early. You're gonna put the crash bomb on the right side instead of left side there. That's actually gonna make it to where Khanster is gonna need the double door here and finish the fight. He doesn't go for it though. That's unfortunate. He's not gonna be able to finish this fight. He's gonna have to game over,
Yeah.
and either that or farm some weapon energy.
He's thinking about it. He's not going out without a fight.
Definitely. Yeah, that's his last crash bomb. He's gonna have to take the death here.
Yeah.
And you just hate to see this kind of thing happen. You gotta be looking at the screen like, and your heart sinks, and you're like, man, you know what I mean? Like, it really is the worst. But you know, to finish the race here, you just gotta jump in these pits, and you gotta do Wily 4 one more time, give it another go, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope, nothing wrong with that at all. Everybody has those runs.
Either jump in the pits or you know, go ahead and try to farm some energy. But you definitely have to have the crash bombs to do that fight. But while Khanster's deciding what he's trying to do, I see there is a update on the situation from yesterday. But the update is pretty much that the admins are going to revisit the rules a little bit, and they're revising some things. They're in the process of determining timing and winners. So be advised going forward that admins reserve the right to review any race results and make a final determination on results. They may overrule SRL results in cases where a definitive winner can be identified. Admin may also request players to play additional games if no clear winner can be determined. So just in case you guys were kind of confused on what happened last night between Handsome Jack and Kumba, that's a little bit of an update to the statement, and they're gonna keep on looking into that over the weekend and stuff with the rules and everything. So just in case you weren't, you know, just in case you were wondering what was going on with that.
That was a race for the ages too. For anyone who hasn't seen or didn't catch it live last night or see the VOD yet, I believe it was... Charlie, do you know which Speed Gaming channel it was broadcast on?
You know, I can't tell you exactly which one it was on. I think it was on Speed Gaming 1. But okay. I do know that you can catch it on the YouTube, the Speed Gaming YouTube, in the playlist, that the whole tournament, every tournament match and streamed is in the playlist.
Oh, very good then.
So I mean, if you can't find it on one of the 5 Speed Gaming channels that are here on Twitch, then you can definitely go check out Speed Gaming on YouTube. Give them a follow on both. Might as well.
And I believe we have word from one of the runners in that spectacular race last night that it was here on Speed Gaming 3.
Speed Gaming 3. Okay, cool. And Khanster gonna give this Wily 4 Boo Beam fight another chance. Another go here.
I believe he got the long zip coming off the ladder before the platforms as well. Definitely been a pretty crisp Wily 4 so far.
Yeah, he did get the double there that he needed from time, so he'll be able to save a crash bomb. But he's going to have to item back up, which he does, which was fine. He's got plenty of item 1 here. That might be a little short. I doubt it. Okay, he gets the blue beam there. He gets the double here, maybe. He does, but he opts not to crash into the, which might be the smarter option. He's gonna pause buffer through this last hit. Hopefully, this pause buffering can be somewhat tricky though. There he goes. He makes it through the last hit, and he holds on to a crash bomb. We are out of Wily 4. Good stuff to Khanster here.
Very good. So we had a question in the chat about what happened in the race, and I mean, what didn't happen?
Yeah. Well, basically, it was Kumba versus Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack took the first one, I believe. Kumba took the second one, or vice versa. They were tied up, and they were going into the last race, and they both got into Wily, the alien fight at the same time, and then yeah, it was basically a photo finish. Some people think Kumba won because of you know, we're not going to get into the details exactly, but you know, some people think Jack won because of the restream. Some people think Kumba won because of the .done and the SRL chat, and yeah, basically the admins hold the rights to the decision, is what the update of the rules were, and that they're still reviewing it. So,
yeah, we don't want to.
You guys were wondering, you
give
know,
them
no pressure.
any more. Right, exactly. But the race was so close that we couldn't tell.
Yeah, nobody could tell, so there's not exactly the winner of that race just yet. But stay tuned, and there will be shortly, I'm supposing within the next week or two, that we'll be able to figure out who has moved on in that, or if we're going to have to re-race, because that's what the update of the rule, that they're going to, they hold the power, you know, which they should, you know. We respect their decisions, you know. They put on these events for us. They're so humble to take their time out of their day to restream them and to, you know, to host tournaments for speed games and whatnot. Yeah, we definitely respect the rules of the admins, and I'm sure they'll make the right call, no matter if it comes down to a re-race, or if it, you know, whether it be re-racing one game, or re-racing the whole set, or hey, this guy won or that guy won off of the footage we have, you know, whatever the outcome may be. We as a community need to respect it no matter what, and I'm sure we will, because everything goes really good, you know. So Khanster finishing up these refights here. We're in the metal portion. We get the high metal, bi-metal.
Yep. High metal, bi-metal.
And we're going to go scoop up some health here. I didn't see if he grabbed that last E-Tank on the second time around. I'm assuming he did. I mean, why not, right?
Gets through flash, and it's on to Wily Machine 2 again. He's got the metal out, probably saving that crash bomb for the second phase.
Alright, here we go. Yep, we're in the crash bomb. He's going backwards, and he actually doesn't get to do what it wants. He didn't get it the way he wanted it to do. You have to hit it right underneath him while Wily's going back in order to one-shot kill with the crash bomb. Unfortunately, it was a little high for him, so Wily just took the hit instead. But we're moving on to the end game here. We're in Alien Wily. The last of the last.
That's
the end
right.
of the end. Coming up on this channel, I don't see anything on the schedule. So I believe this is the last for Speed Gaming 3 today. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, excuse me. After the... No, this was Monday. Yeah, I was wrong. I am wrong. Okay. Alright, so there's nothing coming up on this channel here after. This is your final match of the day on this channel. You can go catch Ori and the Blind Forest on Speed Gaming 1. And I believe there is a Zelda 1 80% coming up here in the next 30 minutes, but it doesn't have a channel provided, so that might be actually on this channel. So check out one of those for that coming up. Khanster here, looking to finish the alien. He's looking to get the zip in the door. Did he overzip the first time? Is that what happened? I believe he might have. But he's going in this time. Oh, he overzipped again. Unfortunate.
Gonna have to take the death here.
Yeah. You know, and this kind of things happen. It's fine. I mean, you know, they happen in races, whether it be the overzips, small mistakes. I mean, Mega Man 2 or Rockman 2 is such a crucial game. Like, the smallest mistakes can lead to minutes of time loss, unfortunately. And, I mean, I guess that could be seen as any speed game you do, but it just seems so detrimental. It just happens, you know. So Khanster taking a walk this time.
Hoping for a good wily fight. Finish the run. Takes those damage boost pellets from the alien. Avoids the body hugs. Lets him get close and mash. And he finishes it.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna get the finish speed run live time of 43:35. GG's for Khanster, guys, please. And thank you in the chat. Did really good. Not like this is what he said, but hey, you know, unfortunately, it happens. You still got another chance. You're not out. Some of us are already out of the tournament. Cough myself.
Yeah, who shall remain nameless.
but some of us are still in it. That's awesome. So congrats again to Beefwatson here, Mr. 85, doing a 30.12 or a 30.09 by SRL time to take out Khanster. Beefwatson moving on to fight Sinister 1 in this tournament once again. Is the interview going to happen? I'm not sure. But while we're waiting to figure that out, I will say make sure to follow the runners. Beefwatson85 on his Twitch, Khanster786 on his Twitch. Make sure to follow us, the commentators, if you'd like. Charlie Boy _ is my Twitch. Watson says he's going to pass on our interview. Lightning, make sure to follow him. Make sure to follow Speed Gaming. Follow all the guys, man. Follow all the channels. Great races tonight, guys. Congrats to Watson again. Congrats to our winner from earlier today, which was Kyle Precise. Yep. I didn't forget this time.
All right.
But yeah.
There will be plenty more Rockman 2 tournament coming up in the coming weeks and months. So
definitely,
stay tuned here.
You know, as far as I can see on the bracket here, we'll go through some of these real quick. Cypher and Mazimov face off to get out of Group K. I think the only person who is out into the final stage of the tournament so far is Streamline. Streamline took out Mr. DNA. Mr. DNA and Bondio out of Group E. Still have to fight Shoka, Feral Pigman, Prissy, and Cassio Third. Cool Kid and Colonel Fatso. So we got all these races coming up, guys. Y'all make sure to tune in for all those. I guess any final thoughts, or are we getting the? I know Watson said he's not coming.
Khanster wants to come in. Let me drag him in.
Well, what's up, Khanster? How are you feeling? I'd give him a sec to set up his mic and all that.
Yeah.
Is Zelda 1 next? You know, it is, but I'm not sure what channel it's coming on. Zelda 1 should be coming through about, it says 11 Eastern, and it doesn't say a specific channel. So it might be here, it might be on 2, it might be on 4. But make sure to follow, like I said, all the Speed Gaming channels, twitch.tv/speedgaming. You can do that one, Speed Gaming 2, 3, and 4, of course. I think there's a 5th one. I've heard there's 8. I don't know if that's true or not.
There are 8, but only 4 of them right now are being used. So we need more good matches like this to get all those used up at the same time.
Okay, so where do I begin with that? This race?
Wherever you want.
Yeah, man. How you feeling? Let's start with that. How are you feeling?
I knew going in I had a sliver of chance because Beef hasn't done a run in quite some time. I had a very small sliver. That first race, I think I could have taken it.
Yeah, first race was pretty good. You did pretty well.
And I was just having difficulty with just simple stuff in my second race. And I think after that airman death, it just kept going downhill. Everything, either I was getting dropped inputs or whatever, just couldn't get them.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, the first race, y'all were, I think y'all synced up around the time y'all were going into Wily stage. What hurt was, I think, Wily 4 for you, I believe.
Yeah.
And then you had to take the death and restart. It kind of sucked, but you know, it happens.
I don't remember game overing or dying in Wily 4 in the first match.
No, I'm sorry. It was the machine, right? Machine.
Are you thinking about the first or second race?
Maybe I'm thinking of the second. I don't know.
Yeah, I forced game over when I died in the second race. But in the first race, I think, because I was listening and watching to it on another monitor, I think if I had probably gotten the zip in Wily 4, I think me and Beef could have been synced up heading into Wily 5. But I didn't get the zip, so I don't try for it a second time.
Yeah.
And then I over-zipped Wily 6 like 3 times, and then had a million deaths to the alien. Not because of hugs, because I wasn't mashing fast enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate. That kind of thing happens. You know, I mean, this game is pretty relentless. Like I said, you were pretty up there with him for a long time in the first race, and like small mistakes toward the end game. I might have got it jumbled up a little bit, but yeah, toward the end game, small mistakes kind of got you. But the second race, you were doing good as well. You know, you had a little this and that you could work on that. You know, that just happened.
Yeah, because earlier today I wanted to do some runs, but I didn't get a chance to, so I was just doing some individual stuff, and I thought I was feeling confident going into this race.
Hey, race settings can be brutal, man. They really can.
Absolutely.
Especially that Crashman in the second race. I don't know where the ladder went. I seriously don't know where the ladder went. I can't remember if I wrapped the screen twice or not.
Yeah, we saw that. We're like,
and I was looking for the ladder.
Hey, but it did work out for you because after you did the death, you did end up getting the checkpoint.
I'm at that point. I'm like, I've only crossed the 2 screens, so if I die, I'm gonna be over there. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, man. I mean, any tournament setting, you know, like it doesn't matter how much this. it just comes down to the wire sometimes, and you win
That's-
some, you lose some.
Yeah. And that flash stage, oh god. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, he got you with the flash stopper in both runs, I think.
No, not flash, quick.
Oh, quick. Yes.
Because in the first race, I didn't mean to get that second one up. I just happened to get in the second race. I tapped right too early, and then I look at my screen.
He probably said some things you can't repeat here.
Let's just say I dropped my I just threw my controller. I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. But hey, I mean, at least you know, you have another chance. You do get to fight not this Lightning that's commentating with us, but another guy named Lightning. Any thoughts on that match coming up?
Funny story you mentioned it. In the Mega Man 2 tournament, I actually faced him. So it's a rematch.
Oh, okay. So like
he gets his chance to beat me again.
You faced him in the first tournament.
Yes, and I won that time. So if he might get his revenge and win. Who knows?
Dum dum dum. Well, we better pass this up for that one. Any final thoughts you guys have before we wrap things up and send it off to the next? I'm sure.
Do no resets. It helps.
No reset runs. No reset runs. Definitely a good help for practice. Even if you know some of them are bad, eventually you'll get there to where you're consistently hitting. Yeah, make sure, like I said, guys, follow the runners, follow myself, follow Speed Gaming, all that good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and dip out. I think if you guys are still interested in watching some stuff, you can catch the tail end of the Mario Brothers 3 randomizer on Speed Gaming 2. Speed Gaming 1 has an Ori and the Blind Forest race coming up at here in about 20 minutes, and same thing with Zelda 1 80% that will be streamed on one of these channels, so make sure to check them out. And that's about it for me. Thanks for watching, thanks for having me, guys. Shout out to Diesel and Sinister1, of course, for the stream. Y'all take it easy.
Have a good night, everyone.
Alright, peace out.